Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille and today is 12th of February 2020. Welcome to live number 47. Have you ever felt this kind of pain, but not the physical one, but the emotional one, which hurts so badly that you feel it somewhere on the level of your stomach? And it feels like someone just ripped half of your chest out of your body. It's like something exploded, you're missing half of it. And it hurts so badly that you're so dizzy that you're losing touch with the reality. Well, today we're going to talk about regret. We're going to talk how to never fall into that void. So there are two levels of this. And I figured out the first one when I talked with my friend a few years ago too or something. He just split with his girl. And we start talking about, relationships and all of this stuff. And I ask, we kind of fall into the subject of or theory of the one, the one that that this is the girl for you and so on. And without me even asking, he just, right there, he said, I had this kind of person. So I asked him, what happened? He told me years ago, there was a girl and she wanted to be with me, but I was too young and probably too stupid to understand how much she meant to me. And I rejected her. And I said, okay, now you don't have, you split with the girl that you were for last, I don't know, a few months or how long they were together. And I said, is there anything you can do to maybe try to get back with the girl that you know that is the one? And he said, not anymore. And he said something very, very sad. He said, you think that you've got so much time that you can always go back, and there's always this girl you can go back to. And he said, and then out of nowhere, she gets married. Now she has kids. There's nothing I can do. Case is closed. And then I saw that in his eyes, and I felt this regret that he never even tried. He never even tasted how would that be to be with the girl that he knew, at least right now, that she was the one, or at least that what he felt. Because let's say said maybe it would be complete disaster, but he will never know because he never tried it. And now he's always gonna think, what it could be if you would try. And regret is a very nasty thing because you can't do anything. You can't change the past. You can't rewind rewind time. You'll have to live with this, and he will have to live with this for the rest of his days. I hope he'll find a girl and that he'll be happy with. But there's always will be the same the feeling. What could it be? And the second level, which is much worse, which I almost experience in full, is when you have a girl, when you're with the person that you wanted to be and you know that this is the one, and then you lose her. It was like, I don't know, I think it was like 10 years ago or something. We were married for 7 or 8 years. And out of a sudden, I don't even know why, and I don't even know when it all started, but she started to feel bad, and after some time she started to say that she thinks that she stopped loving me. And I couldn't understand what's going on. It's like I tried to understand, tried to ask her what's going on, what's happening. She couldn't tell me. And then it ended up that I tried to give her my own opinion what she should do and so on, but it never works because it has to be, the solution will have to come out of her understanding where she is, and it will exactly work with you the same way. But it didn't work out, meaning that she couldn't find it. She couldn't find what's going on. She didn't take any of my solutions because why would she if she couldn't get what was wrong. And then out of nowhere, few days before our anniversary of our getting together, our engagement, she said that she wants to go and try to live in another city, to try if that's what she wants. And then I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life that I don't know if I regret. I regret, what happened after that, but it's taught me a lot. But in that moment, that was a mistake, that I allow her to go. You've got to understand, I always thought, and I know until today, that she's out of my league, that she is too good to me. That's 100%. But I always, because of that, and because no one taught me, no one told me that what I'm supposed to do in this kind of situation, and I had no real kind of people that I could watch and observe in this kind of way, like the true man from this kind of perspective. And I let her go because I wanted to to be respectful. I said to myself, listen, she is very intelligent. She knows what she wants. This is a well thought decision. You should let her go. But that was a mistake. And because no one told me that, I want to tell you that if she ever steps out of the door, first of all, you should not let her do it. Don't fight her physically, but don't let her do it. Say whatever and do whatever you need to do to make her decision to stay, to help her make that decision to stay. If she's out already, don't say, hey babe, and just let her go like on these stupid movies. No. In that moment, what she needs and what she wants is you running after her and taking her back home. If you let her go, your relationship is done. Or it'll take you a lot of time, a lot of pain to rebuild it, and even if that's going to be possible, as I said. So after a few weeks, making this whole story short, after a few weeks, I started telling her, listen, you'll have to make a decision. You're there, you're seeing how it all looks, how it looks like, how do you feel? You'll have to make a decision. You can't just let it stay, and you cannot keep me and yourself in this position that we don't know where we're going. You'll have to make a decision. And I kind of pushed her, I think, off the cliff, because I told her, listen, if that will help you, I'm going to stop talking to you, because we were messaging through all that time, we were messaging all the time. And I told her, if that's going to help you to make a decision, I'm going to stop texting you. So I stopped for like 2 weeks. And after the whole thing, it took us, I don't know, 6 weeks, maybe 2 months that she was out. And we got on the phone one time, and we spent some time talking about what's going on, what's the deal. And I'm not going to go into details because it's for the whole video of itself. But what we found, what I told her basically, is that I'm coming back for her. I said, I'm just coming for you. Pack your stuff. I'm going to be there in a few hours. Because you've got to understand, through all that time, I went through hell that I never thought it's possible to go through. And I know that many of you who went or already are there. I cried like a little child. And this is how my day looked like. I was going to my workplace. When I got there, I was opening my laptop. I was putting my headphones on my head and listened to all day. I was listening, the heaviest metal I could find on full blast, just to be in the state of kind of I was dizzy. I was trying to completely deaf myself from everything that I felt, because I was going home using public transportation, and I was listening to that music over and over again just because I didn't want to start to cry on the bus. I was going home, closing my door, and I was crying because I knew that the girl that was so special to me, I'm just losing her. And I remember the moment when I went to pray. As I told you, I had this whole Christian period in my time, and it's still important to me, but it doesn't matter. But I remember that that was the one time I really screamed and swear, talking to God and asking what the hell He wants from me, why He enabled this to happen. If you want, I'll tell you that story from this kind of perspective for those of you who are interested in the theological part of this story. But I remember that what I understood by spending this time on crying and praying and crying and praying, that I've got to do something. And I made the decision that whatever it's going to take, I'm going to fight for her. And that's why when we talked, I was already in this state of mind. I said, listen, I'm just coming for you. And this is what I did. I called my brother and I told him, listen, no questions asked. Just get your car. I just need your help. 2 hours later, we were there, and she was already packed. We put the stuff in the car. We came back home, and I thought, well, now everything is going to be fine because you proved yourself and so on. But I was mistaken. It took us additional, I think, like 5 months to put this whole thing back together to at least some degree. And it took much longer to get back to the position that we were happy again, and now we're really happy. But it took us a lot of time. And I remember that, like, throughout that time I cried as maybe not as much, but I felt this and I cried a lot. Why? Because the wound was so deep, the pain was so deep that I could just drive us going somewhere, and I would, hear the song of the on the radio, and it was like a Michael Bublé song about coming home or something like this. I don't even listen to him, but I remember that song because exactly that happened. I was driving and I started crying that I couldn't see the road because it hurt me so much that I just almost lost her. So I want you to understand that second regret that you may have in your life is losing the girl that you know is special and you were together, but you had not enough courage and guts to keep her with you. So I'll tell you, if something like this happened, that you can see that something's wrong with her, that she's not her, she's not herself. It's your role to spend time to give her additional 100% of your attention. Spend quality time, talk to her, and don't try to fix her. Let her talk about it and figure out what's going on, because if not, she's gonna think that it's your fault, or that's her fault, or that's your relationship fault, and you're gonna split, and you won't even know it, because we guys are like headless chickens. We see things when it's already gone, when it's already done. And that was my mistake, because I allowed this to happen and I didn't spend enough time. I probably should put more. I take it completely on me. Second thing that you need to understand, the moment she wants to leave the door, no. Tell her that you'll do whatever it takes for her to stay. Because years later, I saw this to happen to two of my friends. They had stupid arguments, and there were some issues. Not even in their. It was like a result of something else, some different situation. But he allowed her to leave. And even though that she knew and he knew that it wasn't really a thing that should break them, now she's married to the other guy. And that hurts them. I'm not even talking about myself, because I'm not a part of the equation, but you know what I'm saying. So, and then you've got to understand that everything that will happen on your side. You are responsible. That's why every video that I recorded previously, it's about you having guts, moving forward, doing whatever it takes. Lead by example, being the one who's taking the leadership, taking the initiative. Everything lays on your side, because a few things that I understood about myself, why they say that the love and hate, there's this thin line in between those two. I learned how I channel my pain, and I understood many things. But one thing that I understood that tops all of it is that in a moment of crisis, she doesn't need your respect. She doesn't need your being respectful, in this meaning that you let her do this whole thing. No, she needs you to hug her and to help her figure out what's going on. She needs your protection, she needs your leadership, and she needs you to be there. ask her and tell me that I'm wrong. So that's why this is what I want you to take from this video. It takes balls to be a man, and it takes courage to say it out loud that you're going to do whatever it takes, that you're going to fight for her. But this is the only way to never experience one of these two regrets. Because it takes to become a laser-focused, vicious animal who will do whatever it takes to fight for her. And if something like this happening in your relationship, maybe it's time for you to become one. Think about it, do something about it now, and see you tomorrow.